934 pages. Was it worth it? Let's talk about it. Just finished The Eighth Life by Nino Baratishvili. Honestly, it's so heavy I'm not going to be able to hold it up. I'm going to have to add a photo in. So The Eighth Life is a family saga that's spanning different generations of a Georgian family, specifically focusing on the female family members of a Georgian aristocratic family. The story is mostly set in Georgia, which was part of the USSR, and the book itself is reckoning with the history and impact of communism and of Russia on Georgia, both as a country and on this specific family. So, as you might imagine, the pacing is very slow. It takes a while to get into the story. I would say it took me maybe like a little over 100 pages to get into the story. But beyond that, there are other points where the pacing sort of falls flat and slows down a lot. And this is primarily because it is a generational saga, as I mentioned. So sometimes it feels like nothing is happening for feels like 100 pages in what might be 100 pages, but she brings it back. It says on the book that it's 6 romances, 1 revolution. I don't really think it's fair to characterize this as a romance book because it's doing a lot, and while there are some romances, there is a lot of tragedy. The book is reckoning with state violence. It is a love story in some ways, although not as you may imagine. It's a love story between Nisa, who is the narrator of our story, and she's like the chronicler of all the other generations. It's a love story between her and her niece, Brilka. I think that element and how it is framed like that and ends with that relationship keeps it from being just like really, really heavy. Like, in many ways, it is a book about history, both the history of Georgia, but also the history of this very specific family and how political and social events shape this family's life. For example, it's pretty interesting in the book to learn about sort of the history and the different iterations of the KGB, how even though they go by different names over time, it's the same organization with the same goals, basically. And it's very reminiscent of ICE, so super prescient to read. This book is very Game of Thrones in terms of the unpredictability of what might and could happen to the characters. There's definitely some very tough scenes to get through in this book around violence and specifically violence against women. The dialogue in this book is very stilted and contrived, sort of. I'm not sure if it's the translation